Alright, welcome back to another video. Today, of course, I am talking about the angels in Dragon Ball Super, because with the recent Dragon Ball Daima and basically saying that the Kaioshins, or at least whatever Demon King created the multiverse, is confusing me. Because as we know, that the Ami King is the strongest in the universe. No one is above his power, and the only person that is closest to his power is the Grand Priest, and the only one slightly below the Grand Priest should be the guards, and after the guards is of course the angels that are sent out to the universes. What are they? Now, of course, I have some assumptions. Maybe they're just more evolved versions of Kaioshin, because most, if not all, the Kaioshins are extremely weak. But the Kaioshins are linked directly to Beerus, and unless this gets of course retconned in some sort of way in Super, saying that the Kaioshins and the Beerus and the God of Destructions aren't connected, why are they connected? Of course, you could say that they make an integral bond. Anyone becoming a God of Destruction can say, hey, I need a Kaioshin to connect me with. Everything has to balance it out, because that's basically the Ami King's job. It's not to create things, it's to maintain the balance within the whole multiverse, of course. And here's the thing. If the Kaioshins, right, which are Glimes, at least for Daima, since we're going to consider it canon, at least in this case, why are they so weak? Of course, most of the people in the demon world are strong, right? They traverse many different climates. It's harder to walk, breathe, and basically fight in the demon world. So they should be increasingly more powerful to the other universes. Of course, since they're one of the precursors to the universe. So, are you telling me that the angels and the Grand Priests are just more evolved versions of these Glyme? And of course, this can be also retconned in an easy, simple way, saying why. And also, of course, don't think about it too hard, because as we look at the angels, they have increasingly characteristics that point towards them being related to the Glyme, or at least more closely related to the Glyme. White hair, healing, time travel, and can traverse universes like the Glyme do, but Glyme uses warp sama and not just themselves, of course. But that needs more explaining. Why do they all serve under the Ami King? And you can say that the Ami King was supposed to be the ruler of a demon king, of one of the demon worlds, but just fled. And since he's increasingly more powerful and he had increasingly more potential than the other demons, he just became king of all the universes. My problem is that every demon king, except for the one that created the multiverse, has been inferior to Goku. Dabura, of course. None of them seem like a big or huge enough threat for even the Z fighters. Of course, now, since this is directly after the Buu saga. Why? Now you could say this in multiple. Now, for me, at least for me, I don't consider Daima canon. At the end of Daima, I think it's lovely. It's a cute, of course, it's a cute and beautiful project, final project of Toriyama. So, there's no hate there in any aspects of what I'm talking about with Daima. I like the show. It's pretty good, and I enjoy the show. But to consider it canon retcons a lot of things. A lot of things. And of course, people may say, oh, but it's made by Toriyama, it has to be canon. People say GT isn't canon, and I know Toriyama directly didn't make GT, but he did the character designs for the show. Super Saiyan 4, we can't consider canon unless we see it in the show, right? So let's not consider Daima canon. I think it confuses a lot of people. And of course, I'm just saying that via the angels, because you say the angels and the Kaioshins. The Kaioshins, at least in this theory, in this particular situation, should be stronger than the angels, because the God of Destructions are just picked out. They're candidates on who can wield the destruction energy better and who has trained enough. For example, Toppo and Vegeta are gods of destruction candidates, and it can be their position, but I think they have to give up everything, right? Much like Beerus and Champa, but they became gods of destructions in their respective universes. That's another thing. How did they pick out the gods of destructions if the Glimes were just, of course, Kaioshins to look over the universes? Where do the gods of destruction come from? Where? Because they're all different. It's not like every Kaioshin you could see is related in some sort of aspect. Some of their looks look similar, even with the angels. But the gods of destructions, not one bit. Not one bit. Belmont to Champa to Beerus to the robot to everything else makes no sense. It makes zero sense. So if you want to consider Diamond Canon, that is up to you. I don't think I can consider Diamond Canon, of course, but I would have to see what happens at the end of the show and how much stays in contact with the canon timeline. Because unless you just enjoy the show, of course, you're a casual watcher, you care nothing about canon, you enjoy the show and you just float with whatever, then that's up to you. For me, I can't consider Diamond Canon, just for the main fact of the angels and the Glime and the Beer and Gods of Destruction. Makes no sense to see how they're all connected for the universe's roles, because the Ami King is for the balance. He comes in if there's no other choice. If they not doing their jobs, everyone has to go, right? So there's that, right? Because that Demon King, I think, is the second or third Demon King, should be as strong as the Ami King, or stronger than the Ami King, but we don't even know what happened to him. Or at least I don't think we know what happened to him. Anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Of course, tell me your thoughts below about Daima being canon or not. I'm just mostly confused on that. Of course, peace out.